Hello YouTube, this is Asatsu 5. I'm going to be working up close on the camera so you can see my midsection. I recently got introduced to a concept, a holster concept. And my inspiration for this was looking at Ed Manifesto's Instagram account, or Ed Calderon, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's a pretty BA guy who's stationed in Mexico, and he deals with the cartels. And very knowledgeable guy. He does all the tactical things that I really don't want to do myself. That's just not what I want to do. But it's cool stuff in the sense that he's a very knowledgeable guy. And he has this picture on Instagram referring to the la chata, which is a slang term for a snub-nosed J-frame revolver, or a J-frame revolver, I guess, in general. And they had a wire clothes hanger setup to carry this J-frame revolver in the waistband, and apparently it's pretty popular in Mexico. And I saw that, and I wasn't completely impressed with the specific setup that he had, but I thought it was a cool idea. And so I looked up on YouTube, found a video on YouTube on how to make what I think is a improved version of the la chata holster, or handgun holster in general. It works with just about any handgun, unless you're talking about the big, oversized hunting revolvers. But if you have a subcompact, compact, up to probably a full-size pistol, you can make this wire clothes hanger holster for it. And I'm wearing it right now. I decided to try it with my Bond Arms Derringer. I don't know if you can see that right there. And I chose this for a couple of reasons. One, the Bond Arms Derringer is the closest thing to la chata I have, so I thought it was appropriate. I'm going to stop using that term because, it might get a little bit boring. But I didn't really have a good holster for this, and I usually pocket carry it. And also, it's single action. That means that you have to pull the hammer back in order to shoot it. And because this has no trigger guard cover, there was always that small risk of it pulling the trigger. But since it's single action, it's not an issue. So this is the holster. It draws out very quick. It is unloaded, which I do have the bullets with me, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. But there's the gun that I'm carrying with it. And there's kind of the retention hook of the holster. By the way, I have my Brian Ty Colombian River Knife and Tool belt buckle. I found that recently. It went missing for a while. I find it's easier to reholster if you take your belt off. But this is the basic setup. You got a retention hook right here that you bend into the wire hanger. Then you got this, which seats on your waistband. Then you fold the two ends of the folded up clothes hanger, and you duct tape it to keep them together. And also it will help protect the rifling in your handgun, which with a snubby or a Bond Arms Derringer rifling is probably not the most important thing you need to protect or anything, but that is something to consider. And so this is the basic setup of the holster. You got your retention hook, what holds the gun in place in your pants, and what actually holds the gun. Now, how you set this up, keep in mind with a Bond Arms Derringer, it has no chamber. It's pretty much all barrel. So for the sake of accuracy and portraying this correctly, I'm going to go ahead and load it, but I'm going to be safe because it's on safety and it's single action. It's not going to go off. But I just wanted to show you that that 45 long Colt is taking up a good bit of area in the barrel, and you have to trim this accordingly depending on what ammo you're carrying. But you can get it to fit, and this would be the exact same way that I would carry it with this setup in real life, loaded. So it's not like I'm doing something strange. The only thing that's different is that I'm filming it. Just keep that in mind before you get all crazy about me filming myself with a loaded gun. And anyways, that's it. It's concealed. It's kept safe. You can jump. You can move, and it stays in place. It's not the best situation. It's a ideal, not the best ideal. But I think it's pretty cool because if you buy a gun at a gun show or whatever, and you don't have a holster for it, you can literally go in your closet and make you a holster until you find that perfect leather holster that you love. And if you have a battlefield pickup, you can still make yourself a holster for it. If you buy an antique, let's just say you buy one of them weird 380 Colts that they don't make a holster for anymore, you could probably rig you one with this setup. So it's a cool idea. I think it's awesome. And I plan on carrying it like this for maybe a week or two just to get the feel for it. But it draws easily. Holster doesn't draw with it because of that retention hook right there. And just to make everybody else feel better. And so I think it's a pretty cool ideal. The reason why I chose the Bond Arms Derringer is because it is single action. So even if something real does touch the trigger, it's not going to go off. That's it. That's the video. I really thought this was a cool idea, and I wanted to try it out myself. Like I said, I won't do a how-to video. I'll put that in the description of the video I watched. But basically, you make these bins, and you measure it right here of how long of a barrel you have, or the gun, and then you cut it off at the bottom, and then bend up a little tail that will hold the gun in place. So that's it. That's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm a Satsu 5, and I'm out.